fully charged.
Okay, here we go. I am recording and we're reading. Number 6 says, modify the spreadsheet in problem 5 to compare two possible savings plans. Do not type over the old. We're going to copy and paste it a little bit. So plan 1 says I'm going to deposit $100 in September and add $10 a month thereafter. So you're getting your interest and you're adding money every month. Plan 2 says you're not going to deposit anything to start with, but you're going to add $20 per month thereafter. But we still have our interest rate in there. And we're going to compare then how long it takes before Plan 2 gives a greater balance than Plan 1, and look at what happens if we change the interest rates, which we will be able to do very quickly inside the spreadsheet. Okay, so here we go. So what we're going to do, let me actually get this on the screen. You are not deleting or typing over any of this, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go over here and say File, Make a Copy. Okay, so it's going to say Copy of page 34. Let's call it number 5, page 34 or something. And then click OK. And now what that does is I still have my original with number 4, but now I can type over things and change just a few things without losing that whole original spreadsheet. We made a new one that has all the stuff as the old one, and I can still see. Here's my old one over here. Here's the new one, so go to the new one. So we're going to have two plans that we are comparing. In Plan 1, you're now adding $20 instead of subtracting. So we're going to go through and change some things. So what I'm going to change is... Okay, so I want you to go to line B2. So the first thing under account balance, right here. We are going to delete that. It's going to delete everything, but don't get scared. Put in an equal sign. Okay. Then you're going to go over here and grab 250, which is E1. Click. Oh, wait. So we are still keeping... Oh, we don't want 250 anymore, do we? Okay, so hang on. Delete that. You got to take the equal sign out and then go back over here. We're changing this to $100 deposit to start with. And then we're going to come over here and do it. So sorry, equal sign. And then we're going to go and grab $100 because that's what it said for Plan 1. And then times, and I'm still going to take it times the 1.005. But they're adding $10 a month. And so they had 100 they put in at Christmas time, and then now we're looking at January on up. Now, when you get down to B2, I need to change the formula. Now, do you see up here where it says F of... I wish these were not touch screens. Hang on. Okay, so go to B3. Okay, so I'm sorry, B2. So you're clicked on B3, which is month 2. I'm getting confused. I'm going to use my pencil to point. Do you see how the formula shows up here on the f of x line?
Yes.
I'm not going to retype it down here. I'm going to change it up here. So I'm going to take it and click up there. And I'm going to put in plus 10. That's the only thing I need to change that formula from before because it was already using what was above. And then we can just see how that changes. So they started with $100. They're putting in $10 a month. By the end of the first year, they've got $127.24. So they're making a little bit more money.
So number 1 should be 100?
So, no, 100 is your deposit that's happening in December. So this is January, February, March, April, May that we just changed.
Did you add 10B total?
So we did when we changed the formula in B2. So if you look here, if I click on B2, the formula shows up here at f of x.
But
I can't see what those numbers are.
So the very first one we did change. Yes, if I go back to that, it's going to show you the formula up here. E1 times E2 plus 10. So it's basically the exact same formula. Did you change your deposit to 100 over here? Okay.
I did that.
It's going to be hard because you missed the first lesson. Actually, it's just hard because this is brand new for everybody and we're sort of doing advanced stuff.
Okay, that one's right.
Okay, so then, and I'm going to change where it says account balance and make it, I'm just going to call it plan 1 and go over here to account balance 2 and call it plan 2. So that's just a little housekeeping. I'm going to change those 2 columns to plan 1, plan 2. So now, if I go down to plan 2, it's still got our old formula in there. It's just using the 100 instead of 250. It has you taking this 100 times the 1.05 and subtracting 20. Well, for plan 2, they don't have a deposit. So I'm going to delete what's in that cell. And I am just going to put in, what does it say that they were depositing? You're adding $20 per month. So I'm just going to put in $20 for that month 1. And then when I get down to month 2, and I've highlighted cell C3, I'm going to go up here where this f of x is at the top where my finger's pointing. And I'm going to change this entire formula. And I'm just going to have the equal sign. I'm going to click on the 20 and then push plus 20. And what that's going to tell it to do is use the cell above and add 20. Except it didn't seem to, it worked for that line. And then I've got to do Control C and copy it down to the rest of them.
So the one that it worked for is 40?
Yes.
Oh, I got all kinds of funky answers. Let me try this one.
Whoa.
Okay, so let me go through that again. So on line C2, so I'm on plan 2, month 1, you're just typing a 20, not copying and pasting anything. When you come down to month 2, my formula, which is showing up here, I can also redo it. I can push equals, and I'm going to click on the cell above where the 20 is, and then type plus 20 equals. And then copy and paste that down to the rest of it.
What do you copy and paste on?
Okay, so let me go through that process because you weren't here for that either. Okay, so let me just say, okay, delete everything under the 40. That's going to be the easiest way for you to start.
No, I get it.
Okay, and then, have you got all that deleted? Okay, hang on. And then highlight, just click on the 40. Click Control C. And it'll show you a little dash line all the way around to let you know, hey, this is what I'm copying. And then go down below and push Control V. And you can either go to every line and push Control V. Some people are finding that they can fill it all in by selecting it. I'm just doing it one at a time because that's what's working for me today. So the question that it asks is, when does Plan 2 overtake Plan 1? So they're really close in month 6. 6 months in, it's almost there. Yes?
May I go relieve bodily functions
Yes.
through the means of urination?
Yes. Okay, so it looks like month 7, which would be July, is when that's actually catching up and it's more than. So halfway through the year, just a little bit more, it's catching up. Now, to get rid of the extra decimal points, we want to have 2 decimal points. So mine has too many. I'm going to decrease
I
it.
didn't get the thousands on there. I just got the 40, 60, 80, 100.
You shouldn't have 1,000 anywhere.
Decimal.
Those are decimals.
Well, I didn't get that.
So it's
Yeah.
so what you need to do is click on it and add decimal points. So click on it and do the right arrow with the double 0 right here. I can add decimal points. You want to have 2 decimals on it because it is dollars and cents. Now there don't happen to be any cents on here, but that's what you want to do. Okay, I'm going to stop that.